still remember what happened, was it last year, to one of our brother who is a comedian, Kevin Hart. His show was being cancelled in Egypt, Cairo. He was supposed to perform in Cairo. His show was cancelled. Why? Because he made a tweet giving credit and telling his people that they should never forget that they were once kings and queens in ancient Egypt. And just from that tweet, he got a lot of backlash, and that was the reason why his show was cancelled. And they called him Afrocentrist, and you know how this thing goes. But in today's video, I want to show you a video that one of our brother, he never even thought about ancient Egypt. Matter of fact, he had no clue about the Egyptian pharaohs, but he was shocked that after he did his DNA test, it directly points him to Ramses the Third, the Egyptian pharaoh Ramses the Third. Now, if you don't know who Ramses the Third was, Ramses the Third was the second pharaoh that ruled the 20th dynasty in ancient Egypt. Take a look.
To be joined by our next guest, Dexter Caffey, the founder of Smart Eye app, who recently learned of an eye-opening discovery of his own ancient past, all thanks to a DNA test. He is joining us now by Zoom from Atlanta. Hello, Dexter.
Hello, Emily. How are you?
It's so good to see you. Last time was here in Israel. We got to get you back here, but we'll have to settle for Zoom now. You have such an interesting history. Please explain what made you do a DNA test, and then what happened when you found out all of a sudden that you're related to Ramses III.
That's a great question, Emily. About a year and a half ago, I traveled to places like Israel, France, and different places like that. And so what happened was people would always ask a normal question, where are you from? And I would say the States, United States. And the people I saw in France would say, no, where are you really from? And I said, the States. That's all I know. And so that question stuck with me for a long time. And I just said, where am I actually from? I mean, I know I know I'm American, but where my DNA is from? And so I said, well, let me take my DNA test. It was a 23andMe DNA test. And I took the test, and I was shocked when I saw the results. It came back, and it showed that I was actually a direct descendant of the Pharaoh Ramses III. And I knew nothing of the pharaohs. Didn't know much about Egypt, but everything you hear about, Bible stories and things like that. So for me, it was a huge shock, and that's how I found out about it.
Wow. So obviously you took it deeper and deeper. You saw all of these synchronicities in looking at images of the pharaoh, how much you and even your brother look like them. And your own company has like an eye logo that looks like the Eye of Horus, unconnected to any of this. So what did this open up for you in terms of your own knowledge and learning about this?
I remember I was actually laying in my bed on Christmas Day, 2021, and I was going through my 23andMe DNA test, and that's when I saw that I was connected to the Pharaoh Ramses III. And again, I knew nothing of this situation. And so I looked up a sculpture of the Pharaoh Ramses III, and when I saw the sculpture, I literally screamed. And my wife said, Dexter, what's wrong? I said, this guy from 4,000 years ago, we look just alike. And she said, Dexter, wait a minute. There were no pictures from 4,000 years ago. I said, no, his sculpture was the Pharaoh Ramses III. His sculpture, we look like identical twins. And she said, let me see it. She saw it. She said, oh my goodness. And then I continued to go over different sculptures, looking online. And I saw the sculpture that looked just like my brother. If you could show that on the screen, it'd be absolutely amazing. But it was, and I looked at the sculpture and I said, this looks just like my brother Joe. And I called my brother Joe and said, I'm going to send you something. And he said, where'd you get that from? It looks just like me. I said, that's a sculpture of the Pharaoh Ramses III. And he said, oh my God. I said, that's over 4,000 years old and looks identical, just like you. So we were blown away, completely blown away.
And talk about the
Now, I want us to focus specifically to the part where he said he was very, very worried when they asked him, no, tell us where you are really from. Because whenever he told them that he was from the United States, they did not really believe him. They were like, we know that you live in the United States, and maybe some couple of your generation ancestors has been there, but tell us what is really in your DNA. Let us know. So that is why I like the way he said he was worried. This is somebody that has the spirit of his ancestors with him. Like, some of our people might just, I'm from the US, I'm from Europe, That's just it. All right, they don't even really want to do their ancestral DNA. So if you are somebody that maybe you want to do your ancestral DNA and you are still thinking or you're feeling reluctant to do it, you need to do your ancestral DNA. All right, and you need to know who you truly are. So this is a message that I said, let me pass across to your family. And I really want you to tell me what you think about his DNA results. And of course, we all know that, ancient Egypt, even though people will always want to argue, will always want to bring out points, but let's just leave it like that. But here are proofs that are still coming out that ancient Egypt, the narrative is changing. What they have been telling us, we are seeing it day by day that is not what it is. So that's it. That's what I said. Let me bring to you guys. Hope you guys might learn something from the video. And please, if you're just coming to the channel, please consider subscribing to join the family and turn on the notification bell. And like I said, there is a WhatsApp channel. The link is in the channel description and a Patreon page if you want to support the channel. So I'm going to see you guys on my next video and have a nice day.